Hey Alice, and welcome back to my channel. The video I did earlier today, actually, on the controversy surrounding Disney trying to copyright or trademark the name of Loki. Well, I decided to do some more research on it. So, to start off, I wanted to make it clear the difference between trademark and copyright. So, a copyright protects an original work, and a trademark is used to protect an item that distinguishes a particular business from another. So a copyright is usually generated upon the creation of an original work, and it can expire over a period of time. A trademark doesn't expire as long as it is still being used by the company who trademarked it. So Disney can trademark the likeness of their characters, used in their comics and used in the MCU movies, TV shows, what have you. So the comics and movies as an original work of fiction, depicting their characters, these are copyrighted. The characters themselves are trademarked. So the comics and movies as a whole are copyrighted. This means that you cannot sell or distribute them without explicit permission from the creator. This is why you can't upload MCU movies to YouTube or even use music from it without getting slapped with that copyright claim. A trademark is used to prevent creators from profiting off of the likenesses in a way that could be considered infringing upon the characters that are created by Marvel as a company. So, the gods as characters can appear in other works such as Netflix's Ragnarok or Neil Gaiman's American Gods, so long as the characters aren't copies or direct likenesses of the Marvel counterparts. So, for instance, Mogna, who is in Ragnarok, is a reincarnation of the god Thor. So he can't walk around in that TV show wearing Thor's armor from the MCU. He can't look like Chris Hemsworth, but he can't be a direct likeness of that interpretation of Thor, neither can any of the other characters in that show. Season 2 just came out like a month ago, so I'm not going to give any spoilers about who else shows up in it in case nobody's watched it yet. With all that being said, I do think it is a slippery slope that can be easily abused by a multi-billion-dollar corporation, especially given that a lot of people mistake the pagan gods to be the Marvel likenesses, as they are the most prevalent representation in media. This leads to a lot of misunderstanding about Norse pagans, especially those who are already inclined to think of the pagan gods as mythological or made up. The point is that pagans already have a hard enough time being taken seriously for their beliefs, and by enforcing trademarks like this, a precedent can be set that targets pagans and their depictions that might be interpreted by Disney as being too much like their interpretation of the gods. While blatant uses of characters can be understandable to a degree, most people already know that when it comes to censoring or removing things from the internet, standards can get blurry, and the standards of what gets targeted can be a little shifty. Now, these things can be misused and abused, especially by corporations that don't have the means to screen every single instance of supposed infringement. There's a lot of gray areas about why was this taken down, but this isn't taken down. You can Google Loki t-shirts, and a bunch of them will come up. So what makes this particular shirt better than that one? So anyway, so yes, in the case of the shirt, Loki wore a similar design in the comics, but literally, it's a t-shirt that says Loki on it. So it's an arbitrary font and it's an arbitrary color. So if you put it in hot pink, does that make it better? If you put it in Comic Sans, does it make it better? So while it is expected that Disney and Marvel protect their interpretations of the characters based on the gods that they have created specifically, I think there needs to be more nuance and thought given to the process so that pagans and fans of the franchise aren't singled out unfairly. The shirt, for instance, was created for cosplay purposes. Seeing as Marvel, to my knowledge, doesn't sell a shirt that looks like that, it's fair in my mind for someone to slap a phrase on a t-shirt and sell it. No one is harmed, and if anything, it promotes the series more. To anyone unfamiliar with Marvel, it literally just looks like a run-of-the-mill phrase like deadass or got 'em. That's a bad example, but you know what I'm saying. So my hope going forward is that Disney listens to its fans and to pagans who are trying to protect their deities and their practice. I worship Loki, but I also love the Marvel interpretation of him. And I think that the franchise has also helped a lot of people discover Norse paganism and has brought a lot of new people into the fold, which is fantastic. Going forward, I hope that Disney listens to the people that are angry about this currently, and that they can learn how to better protect their intellectual property while still allowing fans to express themselves, and for us pagans to still sell things related to our god. So that is the research that I have done, and there's a fine line between protecting an intellectual property and singling out things because there isn't enough people to go around to screen individual instances of this. Unfortunately, there's always going to be people who take advantage of things, who sell things that are direct likenesses or what have you, that do infringe upon intellectual property rights. But a vast majority of people aren't looking to profit off of a giant franchise. They're looking to either create things for cosplay purposes because they are fans. They're not some, like, back alley street vendor who's like, oh, I can sell a Loki t-shirt and make lots of money. No, they're just genuine fans who are trying to make things for cosplay purposes, or there are pagans who are just trying to sell crafts or things related to the gods, and I don't think that either of those should be singled out. So yes, that is my thoughts on this whole thing, and that's a bit more clarification of what I've found out about this so far. Like I said in the other video, I don't know if the thing that started this, the t-shirt thing, is going to go any further, or if it was just a one-off, but hopefully it's just a one-off, and we're not going to have to talk about this anymore. But yes, there is a petition also going around to stop Marvel from taking any action, or stop Disney from taking any action against people who might use the name Loki or the names of the gods. I will put that in the description. It is also linked in my other video in a card in the beginning of the video. I can also link it up here. I don't know which is up here somewhere. I'll also link it up there. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye!